जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। जामुना तीरावनचारी। जमुना तीरावनचारी। जय जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यामुना तीरावनचारी। यामुना तीरावनचारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपादा 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 जय प्रभुपादा। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सुत शिष्य मदाभाई चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सुत शिष्य मद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य शिलादास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोविंद श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। मायपुर नवदीप धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेता गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ढाई गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति सुपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरः श्रीयुतपदगमनं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं जागरजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणलता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति विकास स्वामिनित नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं मंगलं लगायते गुरुं यत्कृपातमं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदेवतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम् सकृदेव प्रपन्नो यस्तपसा स्मि च याचते अभयं सर्वदा तस्मै ददामि तद्व्रतं मम। So, Hare Krishna, welcome all devotees for the online session of reading of Patropadesa Volume 2. So, once again, we are continuing. So, due to some services, we couldn't host the session yesterday. So, today, from today onwards, as usual, we will continue. So we're reading from page number 160, 18th February 2000. Yeah. Yeah, it is 18th February 2014, if I'm not wrong. So, is everybody able to hear me? Am I audible? So, from where we have to start? We have to start from 18th February 2014. Does anybody remember? I think 18th February 2014. Yes, Prabhuji. So, 18th February 2014. So, let us zoom a little bit. So, Hare Krishna. 18 February 2014. I suggest that you deal with him carefully. He is a valuable devotee and hopefully he will in future continue to perform important service. At present he is confused and in this state he might not be able to accept strict discipline. I am not saying that he should not be asked to leave the ashram, but that as far as possible he gets to understand why he has to leave and is kept contact with afterward, not just left to his fate. In some ways, he is not to blame for his situation. As a society, we do not have systems to prepare devotees for marriage or finding partners. 18 February 2014. I trust and pray that you will make this transition in a manner that will nourish and not deplete your Krishna consciousness. As you know, many marriages among devotees, especially in the West, become disastrous. So please proceed carefully and take good advice and guidance wherever you can get it. If you like, I can direct you to one of my godbrothers who has a who had a long and successful marriage and is always ready to offer advice to young grahasthas and vanabs. What is one by vanabs? Vanabs. 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 What does it mean? Anybody know? I'll search in VANABS. Vanabs. Vanab means a person who tries to be like someone else or to fit with a particular group of people. Okay. Okay. So 19 February 2014. Thank you, M. Prabhu, for looking after my disciples. Only a rare few in the West can remain unmarried and they need all the support they can get when they enter family life. Several of the Grihasthas in C seem to be doing fairly well, and I trust that BP Prabhu is sufficiently mature and serious in Krishna consciousness that he can survive this transition and do well. 22nd February 2014. Thank you for your kind appreciation. You're right that you have had a good start in this life, and it is good that you gratefully acknowledge the contributions of your partners, parents, and others. The song Gurudev Doyamoy is just suitable for singing on the appearance and disappearance days of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, and of course on any other day also. If possible, please try to organize some informal Mahila Sanghas in which you can encourage the Matajis, especially Bengalis, to sing and become familiar with the great wealth of Gaudiya Sangeet. It doesn't matter if one or two Matajis come. Maybe you could do it every Ekadashi. Please encourage your husband to write Krishna conscious articles. He is a good writer and he should further develop ability in writing, which you also may gradually develop. To write effectively in Krishna consciousness, much reading of Shastra is required. 7th March 2014. When I was in N, M. Prabhu more than once told me that he was feeling difficulty in continuing his service there. He agreed to continue, but several times I have seen that devotees who are pushed into performing a service, despite it being difficult for them, start to go downhill. Even if externally they seem to be normal, there comes a point when their attitude changes and they lose enthusiasm. I think it best that M. Prabhu take a break. He could perform service elsewhere and return for Bhakti Shastri course. K would have to go to A. He could return when more boys are brought to study at N. Please do not yet mention this to M. Prabhu. Just let me know your thoughts about this proposal. I understand that it would be a setback for the current plans for N, but I suspect that M. Prabhu may not be able to continue very long there with full commitment unless he takes a break. 7 March 2014. Sorry, I have never heard of this chant. Maybe K. Prabhu can ask some Bengali devotees. As a general rule, unless you are authorized, unless you are sure that a kirtan is authorized, don't chant it. 8 March 2014. Kali Yuga is the age of quarrel, and even among devotees, misunderstanding is common. Best is that if we have difficulties with certain devotees, we find other devotees with whom we are comfortable. If we can't find any, then better to practice in our home and to occasionally join festivals. However, sadhu sangha is required for spiritual advancement and we should eagerly seek it. 8 March 2014. Thank you for keeping me informed and for your ongoing commitment to bring Krishna consciousness to villages that otherwise would remain untouched by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. 8 March 2014. I pray that things will work out well with H. Both for him and for me, it will be a first time experience. He has been well trained by you, and I am confident that he will do well, but it might take him a little time to adjust. Direct service to a sannyasi is usually intense. Fortunately, G Prabhu will be there to help guide him. You are right that I do not resent T Prabhu, but you are also right that he acted in a manner that suggests that he can be impulsively nasty. I do not desire or expect an apology, but even for my own sake, you would want a GBC who you could trust to behave reasonably with you, which would probably preclude T Prabhu. Apart from that, why are two GBCs needed? That was not the general system in Srila Prabhupada's presence. 9th March 2014. Congratulations on your acceptance of sannyas. May Srila Prabhupada and Krishna bless you that your vairagya and vidya increase every day, and may that confer on you many years of blissful and meaningful preaching. 11 March 2014. Thank you for the updates. It seems that these men are entering into family life in a responsible, considered manner, which suggests that they will continue to do well. You have there the makings of a model Grahastha community. It is interesting in the previous letter, 2014, Maharaj is congratulating a devotee who is taking sannyas, and in the next letter, he is congratulating a devotee who is entering into family life. Grahastha ashram, very nice, because both are in the service of Krishna. 11 March 2014. I wish I knew what to reply to you, and I wish that you need not be subjected to nasty politics. In my experience, there is nothing reasonable that you can say to such people that can possibly convince them. They operate in their own miserable, tiny world of presuming themselves to be the supreme powers. They are envious of anyone who seems to surpass them, and they especially dislike successful, unmotivated preachers. It becomes necessary for them to make sure that such preachers are kept tightly under their control, to show everyone that they are in charge and no one else can ever take their position. In this way, they guarantee that no actual preaching can take place as long as they are alive. The only thing these people understand is strength. If you act humbly, they will crush you. If you can do so, then you have to stand up to them. It might be best if early in the meeting, when they start to accuse you in various ways, that you tell them that you are not going to submit to their character assassination. If they persist, leave the meeting. Do not let them run you down. Then just continue as you are doing in B, with or without their blessing. Whatever happens, they will not stop harassing you. So you might as well respond now rather than starting to let them push you around to the detriment of all that you are trying to do there. I don't recommend contacting your local GBC because he already supports A. You might ask T Prabhu for his advice, After all, it was he who warned you. I am forwarding this letter to M. Prabhu, who has had much experience with these gentlemen. Okay. Where is want to marry shortly? I would like to request Shubhankar ji. Shubhankar. Hare Krishna. Are you there?
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Hmm. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, you can start reading.
14th March 2014. It is good that you form a group to preach, but there is no need to give it some fancy invented name. 14th March 2014. As researchers like yourself know better than anyone, the field of research is unlimited. The more you research, the more that you discover that recurs to be researched. Unfortunately, not many devotees are interested in or understand the importance of research, as you yourself know very well. Considering your attraction to Srila Baladeva Vidyabhushana, it is natural that you also have affinity for the Shyamanandi Sampradaya. It has been quite some time since I last visited Gopi Ballabhpur. The Mahanta family there are very nice devotees. It is unfortunate that the great Shyamanandi Sampradaya is now in a much weakened state. If you want, I could get to you some copies of new edition of the story of Rasikananda, and you could give them to various Mahantas of the Shyamanandi Sampradaya whenever you meet them. 15th March 2014. I am gradually hearing your classes and appreciating them. One suggestion: work on your habit of often interjecting, you know. 18th March 2014. It was Srila Prabhupada's general policy to conduct matters and communicate with his disciples by letter, if they were not in his personal presence. I also follow that policy. If there is some particularly pressing matter that would be better dealt with by phone rather than letter, please inform me and we could discuss it by phone. 18th March 2014. Certainly there are advantages to living in Mayapur, including, of course, that is the incomparable Dhamma of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But it seems that every year from Kartik to Gaura Purnima, one thing after another, including sickness that you regularly suffer in winter, impedes your book service. Sometimes, an example being your recent hosting of K. Prabhu, causing it to virtually stop for an extended period. In the upcoming months you should be more free, but for me it is still dissatisfactory that you cannot concentrate on this service during a major portion of the year. I understand that it is possibly difficult for you to slog away at the technicalities of someone else's book. Yet
Probably.
my
You're reading possibly. I understand that it is
I understand that it is probably difficult for you to slog away at the technicalities of someone else's books. Yet my question remains: what is to be done? What will this syndrome continue? 18th March 2014. Why is English is promoted as a lingua franca of A? I can understand that there may be advantages in doing so, but among the disadvantages is a major one of making it more difficult for new people to settle in if they don't know English. If English is being promoted primarily in Gurukula, I would say that I would say that if you want to shift from Hindi, use Sanskrit instead. English should be taught, but not at the expense of local languages. 22nd March 2014. Thank you for the clarification. Certainly, English is important in the modern world, and the boys should learn it well. At the same time, we don't want them to become too modern. 22nd March 2014. As I have mentioned in several lectures, I consider that Brahminical initiation in ISKCON is much misunderstood and misused. Preferably, those who speak should have good knowledge of Shastra. You need to improve in this area, as do many devotees who are happy to announce that they are Brahmanas but have scant knowledge of Shastra. 23rd March 2014. Looks like A Prabhu in his element and you in yours. May your friendship and Srila Prabhupada's service continue unendingly. 23rd March 2014. Possibly, J. Prabhu's principal stand will result in the offer of service to him being withdrawn. But if we don't live for principles, what are we living for? 23rd March 2014. I don't want you to waste any more of your time trying to get this money.
of your
Consider the
life.
debt closed. If by Krishna's will you ever come into some extra money, you might consider giving some of it to me. I suggest that you ask K. Prabhu to reduce the price of the books so that they move swift, so that so that they move swiftly, even if at a loss. 25th March 2014. I have looked into your query but not found an answer. I will inform you if I come to know. This kind of query is not very important. It is more from curiosity than from a desire for spiritual advancement. 27th March 2014. Just by reading your letter, I can feel your pain, but your wife and daughter only feel repugnance toward you. Such coldness is maybe worse than violent enmity. 27th March 2014. Unfortunately, you are by no means alone in having seen repeated scenarios of incredible nastiness in what we had supposed would be an idyllic ISKCON. Second April 2014. Congratulations on successfully bringing young Americans in Krishna consciousness. Elle has written me, so I am a little familiar with her. I must admit that I am a little surprised that you were recommending anyone to me for initiation. The old bonds between us are very deep, and I will always remember how inspirational you were to me in my early brahmachari days. But now our respective approaches in Krishna consciousness are markedly different. 2nd April 2014. Thank you for the reports on preaching. As you are no doubt experiencing, the mercy flows when you struggle for preaching in Krishna consciousness. 2nd April 2014. You are right that there is a stark difference between Krishna consciousness as Srila Prabhupada taught it and in the various other ways of presenting it that are now common in ISKCON. With all your recent experiences, including at ISKCON C, you can maybe better appreciate why I often point out the sundry speculations and deviations that are sapping the true life of ISKCON, which derives from Guru Mukha Padma Vakka Chittete Koriya Oika Arna Kariha Mane Asha. Understanding Guru here to mean Srila Prabhupada. We Prabhu, please do not feel discouraged. Remember the struggles that Srila Prabhupada and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati went through to establish Krishna consciousness. We are very tiny in relation to them, but if we pray for their mercy, surely they will help us. 3rd April 2014. Thank you for your kind appreciation of the instructions in my books. It is all Srila Prabhupada's mercy that he allows me to present his instructions in various books. 3rd April 2014. You must be working very hard to run on the Padayatra with a minimal crew and also distribute so many books. Towns are generally better for book distribution than our villages. But
Actually,
still,
actually, it should be Dan.
yes, bro,
THEN. Maybe then it is come. Okay.
than our villages. But still, the main focus of Padayatra must be village preaching. 3rd April 2014. Do not be unhappy about my poor health or blame it on yourself. We all have to go through such things. 3rd April 2014. Considering that most of the youth who we preach to will not become brahmacharis, it is probably best to encourage them to not neglect their studies, understanding it to be a practical necessity. Niyatam kuru karma tvam. We can also tell them about the varnashram alternative to modern life, but still many if not most will get into corporate life, hopefully along with Krishna consciousness. Another point is that most students have large educational loans, either in their own name or their parents have financed their education. Certainly, we should not preach that being materially successful is devotional service, although we can preach that it is possible to practice Krishna consciousness even in modern city life, although the demands of the lifestyle make it difficult to practice Krishna consciousness at a satisfactory level. We shouldn't water down the preaching or sacrifice quality for quantity, and the main objective should be to recruit committed brahmacharis. Yet, still we should seek to accommodate and engage as best as possible those persons who want to practice Krishna consciousness, but are not ready to immediately break with mainstream life.
Oh,
It might be futile to try to reshape boys who have already been molded in a certain way. Better to bring in new blood and train them well from the beginning. I was surprised to learn of the perceived mismanagement of that place. I do not think it is the norm for devotees under ISKCON P, which appears to be well managed. Possibly, the perceived mismanagement is one reason that P was prepared to let you take over. 4th April 2014. Your very best, in discharging your duties toward ungrateful people. No one can reasonably fault you for at last making a break. It must be a great burden lifted from you. 4th April 2014. Thank you for the good news of preaching in F. May Krishna bless you with ever more advancement in devotional service, and may he reveal to you who is your proper Guru. I must again urge you to seriously study all of Srila Prabhupada's books, for without doing so you are unlikely to get a clear understanding of what Srila Prabhupada came to teach. And as you are preaching as a representative of Srila Prabhupada, you should immediately know what is his preaching, what his teachings are. 6th April 2014. As much as I would like you to come, I must advise you to stay and not take the strain of such a long journey. Tra- Traveling in such a condition is not advisable. Even if you feel better at the time, you should not take the risk of traveling. 6th April 2014. Congratulations on assuming, even by default, this important service of managing the temple. Even if you are unable to further process these files, we need to get together to discuss the present status so that I can work out how to further proceed. In the meantime, if you can get someone else to help, all well and good. But it is difficult to find anyone willing and competent for such services. 8 April 2014. I am aware that many years ago D. Prabhu did some very wrong things. I am also aware that since then he has in many ways been an exemplary devotee, and I do not think that we should permanently ostracize him. 10th April 2014. Certain disciples of mine have caused me considerable distress, but you are not one of them. I am impressed and happy that you are making this major move from having a successful career to dedicating yourself in Srila Prabhupada's Varnashrama mission. We all have our foibles, and those of leaders are more obvious and can be particularly harmful to others. But those who are blessed with the opportunity to serve as leaders in Srila Prabhupada's movement should not relinquish that role unless they are more destructive than constructive and cannot be rectified. You are not in that category, but it is good that you are not overconfident and that you wish to work on your anarthas. Please go ahead and move to P with your family as planned. I suggest that after relocating there you take time to adjust to your new situation and not immediately get into heavy management. I am sure that if you are in regular contact with and take guidance from G Prabhu and S Prabhu that you will do fine. 10th April 2014. Thank you for your encouraging words. It is a sad situation wherein someone who just wants to follow Srila Prabhupada's basics is considered something special. Of course, that is special, but it should be the minimum characteristic of all who claim to be disciples of His divine grace.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay. Oh, Radhesh Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Radhesh Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Radhesh Prabhu. I think you are hearing me. There is a message which has come on the top of your mobile or laptop. You have to click accept. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam Prabhu.
Prabhu, we are reading this Patropadesa volume 1. We completed volume 2. We are reading, Prabhu.
Nice, wonderful. I just joined just now.
Yeah.
And you continue. Yeah, I'm hearing this nectar. I just started, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. You'd like to read, Prabhu?
Next, Prabhu, just I want to hear.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Paditaran Prabhu, you can please read.
All right. Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. 10th April 2014. Obviously, wherever you move and whatever you do next cannot be without consideration of that monthly money. That necessity will influence your decision more than what you want to do. As I understand it, one reason that sannyasis should keep moving is because they are too intense for householders to tolerate for very long. They can come in, give valuable spiritual guidance, and should then move on. If they stay too long in one place, they either intimidate the people around them or they themselves become compromised and mediocre. Of course, sannyasis should be able to stay with brahmacharis for any length of time if the brahmacharis are real brahmacharis.
Jai.
Okay. As you are also intense, significantly more than many of our nominal sannyasis, it is probably advisable that you also not stay very long at a stretch in any place. Your dream of returning to life in a camper would be ideal, but now it is just a dream. These are just some thoughts that I hope might be helpful. 11th April 2014. Thank you for appreciating these daily postings. I give a reference with each one so that devotees can find the broader context of each quote. Beyond that, it would be a major task and in most cases probably impossible to find out if Srila Prabhupada was commenting on any particular situation at any time, at
Oh,
that time.
okay, 1 second. I want to just tell devotees that here Maharaj is mentioning about the daily postings. So in BVK Sangha, we get Maharaj's quote that is very, very valuable. Every day we should read those quotes. To get those quotes, devotees can if you are not part of that mail group or BVK Sangha, then I'm just mentioning here the name of Gaur Bhagwan Prabhu's mail ID. I'm just putting, so you can just send him a mail requesting your mail ID or your name to be added in that sangha. Then you can be added and you will get those quotes from Maharaj. I think 1 second. I will just give the mail ID to in the chat box. Gaura Bhagavan. Yes, his mail ID I have given. So if devotees, uh, yes. So far BVKS Sangha mails from Guru Maharaj specifically. Then they can they can just send a mail requesting Gaur Bhagwan Prabhu to add in that Sangha, and your name will be added. So because it has come here in the letter, so I'm just trying to remind everybody. If you are already there, then that's fine. Okay. Yes.
Okay, nevertheless, much of that Srila Prabhupada said, even if addressed to particular circumstances, has also a universal application. Okay, 16th April 2014. Certainly, I must pray for you, and you must pray also to Sri Radha Govinda and to Srila Prabhupada for their mercy. Thank you for accepting so many difficulties in their service. But now, it seems that unfortunately you will not be able to continue. Something has to change. I will write to your husband and let us see what is to be done. 16th April 2014. This seems like a crisis. Probably you will have to lose either your present service or your family. What is to be done? 19th April 2014. As I wrote in my last letter, something has to change, as it is difficult to change your living condition very quickly. You might try to change your perspective. Regularly, people tell me about their problems, and regularly I tell them that whatever your problem is, things could be a lot worse, and that things could be that lot worse, and that there are many other people in the world who have much worse problems than you. Count your blessings. One of my Irish uncle often used to say. Another common man saying, accept your lot. In other words, just get on with life in whatever situation you are in without lamenting, understanding that you are in that situation because God wants you to be and He has a plan for you.
Right.
I want you to be happy. Please pray to Sri Radha Govinda. Over the years, they continue to live in conditions that are unsuitable for them, just so that they can uplift fallen souls like ourselves. Surely they must be pleased with the sacrifice that your husband and yourself are taking in their service. 19th April 2014. Okay. I know very little about how you deal with women, which puts me in same category as almost all other men, except possibly playboys. But I might advise trying to be especially patient with your wife at present. 20th April 2014. Of course, there are always two sides to a story. If you have also treated her roughly, then her behavior would be more understandable. But what you have described is horrible. Your wife seems to be mentally disturbed. As per Manu, a wife who acts in this manner should be rejected. She has injured her husband, threatened him with a knife, and attacked his mother. But you have two kids who have to be looked after, and as you note, your wife has a brighter side. You have asked me for advice, but I no longer like to advise in such matters due to much bad experience. Anyway, I cannot suggest anything that you cannot think for yourself. Basically, you can either send her to her father's house permanently or temporarily. Try to rectify the situation by good counsel, by yourself or others, or just tolerate. 20th April 2014. This query about the edition of Ramayana published by myself and that of Purna Prajna Prabhu is
Purna Pragya Prabhu.
Oh, Purna Pragna
Pragya.
Prakya Prabhu is a FAQ, frequently asked
FAQ
questions.
is, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Some years ago, I was thinking of making an edition of Ramayana for ISKCON devotees, who mostly either knew little about Rama Lila or read Mayavadi versions. I also thought it would be good to have an edition for widespread distribution in India. Then I met Purna Prajna, right?
No, Prabhu, Jnana is there now when you say Jnana.
Jnana.
So Jnana you say, so like that it is in diacritics marks N, on the top of N there will be a sign which says Gya. So Gya. So Purna Pragya. Purna
Purna
Pragya.
Pragya. Okay.
Purna Pragya. In
Then I
English,
met-
without diacritics, it is just J and N. So we will Prajna read.
Yes.
So if you are not aware of that word, then you will read Prajna only. So
yes.
it is not Prajna, it is Pragya.
Pragya. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I learned something new today. Then I met Purna Pragya Prabhu in Goa. And in the course of conversation, he told me that he had prepared an English manuscript of the Ramayana based on the Gita Press translation for reading to local children. I suggest that he get it published, but he was not interested. I then asked him if I could publish it, and he agreed. I asked if I could edit it, and he said that I could do whatever I liked with it.
So this is the background history of Ramayana, Maharaj
Wonderful.
Ramayana. So now we do it is now.
With the help of others, I edited it and added some quotes from Srila Prabhupada's book and some philosophical points. I also wrote an introduction and then published it. There is a note within the book that states all of this in less detail. Later, Purna Pragya Prabhu had his manuscript separately published.
Okay,
20th April.
one second. One thing I have to just remind devotees. I've already told in the session that this Maharaj Ramayana, in specifically in some of the languages like Hindi, English, and Gujarati, this is very much sold in not only outside as an hard copy. Devotees like Radesh Prabhu and all, they distribute so many books, Gujarati books. What I would request devotees that we are from Bhakti Vikas Trust, we are also trying to distribute books offline. So that means that is online. I mean to say that means through Amazon and also. So we request devotees, those who are having an Amazon account or those who are having a purchase, those who purchase from Amazon, please give a review of the book in Amazon.com or .in. Wherever you are in whichever country, please go and give a positive review there so that devotees, the more you give review, the more the book will be sold. So the where they place, Amazon places the book according to the number of reviews. So if you see only 85 ratings are there for the book. So we request devotees to please give your very valuable review there in Amazon.com or .in. because many devotees know English, whatever language you are, English or Hindi or Telugu or Gujarati or whatever language, please go to the Amazon account and if you, I think many devotees purchase many things in Amazon. So if you are having an account, then you can go and give a review for the book. So I request devotees to please give a review for the Ramayana book, specifically Maharaj books, and some of the books like Ramayana, Mothers and Masters, Speaking Strongly, Glimpses. These are very contributions of Maharaj.
Mhm.
So this need to be propagated among devotees so that devotees will get inspired more to read Prabhupada's books. So his main aim is to make them to read Prabhupada's books. So Maharaj books will be a bridge so that they can read more Prabhupada's books, they can inspire, they can practice very nicely Krishna consciousness. So that is the idea. So please go to the Amazon account and give your review. Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay. 20th April 2014. Very nice to get a letter from you with news of your ever enthusiasm to distribute Srila Prabhupada's book. To do so on a regular basis in C is certainly a great mission. And even more important is to train local devotees there in the importance and methods of book distribution. May Srila Prabhupada and Krishna bless you always in this great endeavor. 20th April 2014. Thank you very much for this good news. I'm impressed that you have persevered to finish this translation. Many devotees in the past have promised me to do such services, but usually they don't follow through. It is especially laudable that neither of the language of your mother tongue.
One second. One thing I want to just tell. In the previous letter, Maharaj mentioned about book distribution. So, very nice to get the letter. To do so on a regular basis in C is certainly a great mission, and even more important is to train local devotees their importance and methods of book distribution. So, there, regarding this, I would like to tell that here Radesh Prabhu is present in our like session. So Radesh Prabhu, Guru Maharaj has given all the Gujarati devotees, specifically Radesh Prabhu, to distribute 1 lakh Gujarati Chaitanya Mahaprabhu books.
Wow.
So 1 lakh books. So he and his team, Radesh Prabhu and his team, they are doing rigorously like anything. So they distribute boxes and boxes. There is one devotee by name Jagannath Damodar Prabhu, and along with him a great team of devotees. They are distributing every month so many of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu books. So 1 lakh. I think they will achieve the target very soon. So you can take inspiration from Radesh Prabhu. Radesh Prabhu is here also, and his I can give his phone number. I can give his mail ID. You can talk to him. He is very nice devotee. Very, who am I to say like that? But the point is that he's the leader since many years, preaching in Surat, distributing so many books every Sunday. Even though they are grahasthas, the brahmacharis are not able to distribute so many books. Then they are distributing every month. Prabhuji sends a report to Maharaj, and Maharaj bestows them special mercies, some other. So if devotees want to take any inspiration, then they are a very good inspiration for you to take. Even brahmacharis take inspiration. Arvindaksh
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
There is one more devotee, Arvindaksh Prabhu and Radesh Prabhu. Specifically, they are being, Maharaj has said that to distribute so many books. So they can distribute, they are distributing so many books.
Wonderful.
They travel, they distribute books, they inspire devotees. They go to big malls, big apartments. In Surat, they are distributing so many books since many years. So I would like to request devotees to take inspiration and enthusiasm from Radesh Prabhu in these matters. So I will give the Radesh Prabhu's number. So anybody who wants to talk to him, then he is the right person to approach. How to distribute, where to distribute, how to distribute, and all. Okay, Prabhu, you can continue.
Even Maharaj, what they call his quotes is so inspiring and so motivating to distribute books.
Yeah,
Like
he's Maharaj.
he was really inspired me to do this. I've been listening to all his lectures and all his quotes. That I decided to distribute books on February, because in Malaysia is total lockdown. Nobody can go out.
Yes.
So with the mercy of Maharaj, And I know he was like, I was very impressed the way that he do things. The way he speak, and I try to follow him. And ever since from February up to today, I've managed to distribute 1,700 Bhagavad Gitas
Okay, very
and
nice.
40 over sets of Bhagavatam, all through online, Prabhu.
Oh, very nice, very nice. We would we
Because
would
now
like
here
to.
Malaysia is total lockdown. We can't even leave. I can't even get out from the gate.
Uh-huh.
So we are doing this program. That's why I was like, doing a lot of other programs and everything.
Yeah. So I would like to give Radesh Prabhu the mic so that he can inspire devotees how
Oh
they are
yes,
doing.
Prabhu.
Yeah, just 1 second. Radesh Prabhu, are you there? I think you are there.
Like, am I audible? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. You can speak something about your book distribution for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 1 lakh books we are doing and all.
Yeah, actually, when Guru Maharaj was ill and he came to Surat about 10 or 12 years back, so he was hospitalized and I was standing near his bed.
प्रभु
And
राधेश प्रभु
yes,
आपका वॉइस क्लियर नहीं है प्रभु.
एक मिनट प्रभु, मैं ट्राई करता हूँ, मेरे पास ईयरफोन है, मैं देखता हूँ. एक मिनट चालू रखिए प्रभु.
क्योंकि आप whatever you are saying it should be valuable to devotee, like it should, if they hear properly then they can take it. Otherwise if the voice is not good then what I can.
No, I can hear, Prabhu.
Patitaran Prabhu, actually in US there is a group of devotees by name under Vishnu Chitta Prabhu, Mahotsav Prabhu. They distributed I don't know, so many Bhagavatam sets
Yes,
online.
yes.
If you want, you can contact through Facebook. Mahotsav Prabhu is having his Facebook profile is there. You can contact him and take lessons from him as to how he has distributed so many Bhagavatam sets.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
There is one Mataji also.
Yes,
Very
Prabhu,
nice,
please
Prabhu.
continue. Now,
There
my
is,
voice is okay, Prabhu?
and now your voice is fine.
Okay. Yes, you continue, please. Then I'll speak.
Yeah, Patitaran Prabhu, if you can take advice or suggestion from Mahotsav Prabhu, he distributed so many. I think more than 700, 800 sets they have done.
Yes.
So many sets. They have the Saptarishi set also. They
Yes.
distribute 7 books. You have seen, I
Yes.
think.
That's the same thing that we are following Saptarishi and the Panchabhuta. The five.
Yeah,
Yes.
Panchabhuta sets, some
Because
Saptarishis. So they distribute 7 sets, 7 books, as well as they distribute this Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitam, only or through online. After the it was locked in US last time in the coronavirus for the first wave.
Yes.
So you can take if you want. There is a Facebook is there, Krsna Life Atlanta, and Mahotsadas.
Yes. They all are brahmacharis, right?
Yeah, they are
In
all
fact, I think once
brahmacharis
I sponsored for
distributing.
them. They asked for a help when they first started. When the first lockdown, I think I've sponsored a set of Bhagavatam or Gita. I'm not sure. So they are doing a fantastic job. Yes.
Yeah, they have recently purchased a church also in US.
Church,
In
and
Atlanta.
they also bought a van, right? Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
bought
one.
a
Correct.
van also.
Correct.
Yeah. Recently we sent them some 28 tons of books
Wow.
from India.
My God.
28. It contains so many Bhagavatams, so many Chaitanya Charitamritas. And apart from that, Ramayana books, specifically Maharaj books, we sent Ramayanas and all for distributing in US and all. So they distribute so many books.
Maharaj was a pioneer in Malaysia when he first started in Malaysia.
Yeah. Actually, there is a lecture by
Yes.
Maharaj
That's the thing.
recently. Malaysia
Malaysia
memories.
yes.
Malaysia
Wonderful memory. Because Malaysia, we don't have a big.
I forwarded.
That the population is not so big, and of course, majority is Muslims. We're not allowed to preach to them. So some or other, we just have quarter of the population that can.
Yeah.
So some or other, we are pulling through.
Mostly Tamil, mostly Tamil, Telugu, and some few Malayalis.
Tamil, Telugu, Malayalis, and Chinese. Yeah.
Chinese.
So since Maharaj, I heard his lecture. He's telling that he always liked to preach to the Chinese. Then ever since now, I'm concentrating more into Chinese crowd.
Okay, you can take help from our Shyam Gopinath Prabhu, who is preaching in China. Can take suggestion. Yeah. There is in Facebook. There is called as Sai Ganesh Iyer. His name is what I can say. His legal name or
He's
Karli
an Indian
name.
or Chinese?
So he is an
Oh, that's
Indian,
wonderful.
but he married a Chinese
Mhm.
Mataji. He's our god brother. He used to stay in Karmundurai farm. He stays in there in China. He stays in somewhere in other place. I don't know the place, but you can take suggestion from. He preaches live. There is in if you go to his Facebook page, then he has posted so many photos.
Wow, that's wonderful,
How he
Prabhu.
distributes books. He takes so many classes. He does kirtan, Prabhu. You can see his this
What is
one.
his name? Sai Ganesh, eh?
Yeah, he's. I think I'll send you the link of
Okay,
his
okay.
this one.
Yeah, because
One
I'm also
second.
looking for opportunity to push to the Chinese. Now I've been linking here and there.
His name is Sai Ganesh
Iyer.
Iyer.
I or A?
Sham Gopinath Iyer.
IYER. Okay,
So
right, right.
I'm putting you the what I can say. I'm giving you the link here in the
Okay.
description. So to your this one because it is specifically for you. So I'm sorry, Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry, it got cut.
Oh, I see.
So I've sent you the link. So the devotees this one.
Oh, that'll be nice.
So he preaches in China. You can see all the photos of Chinese photos.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
Okay, Prabhu.
wonderful.
Radesh Prabhu, you can continue.
Yes, Prabhu, time is over.
No problem. You can
Okay,
continue. At least 10
just
minutes.
5 minutes. I'll say something
No,
about
you can
this.
continue, bro. You can continue. Devotees will stay for 10, 15, 20
Oh,
minutes
yes,
also.
yes. No problem.
So actually, when Guru Maharaj was, he has some problem. So some operation or some checking was required, testing was required. So he was in hospital bed, and I was just standing beside him. So he just told me that these Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu book should be distributed profusely. So I told that yes, Guru Maharaj. By 2020 or 22, we we target 1 lakh Premavatar Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu books. So then I just give this commitment. Then we started to in all these Vyas Puja or in Shravan Kirtan camp, we were pushing devotees to take in quantity. And in Vyas Puja and in Shravan Kirtan camp, devotees were taking 1,500, 2,000 like that. So this way we started, and about
No, he got a call, I think. That's why
Yeah,
it got
yeah.
cut. It happens in between. So, Paditaran Prabhu, what I was trying to tell you is that until he comes, I will just tell you. So, you can contact those two devotees, Mahotsav Prabhu and this Shyam Gopinath Prabhu. You'll get more inputs as to how to distribute more books in online and how to push to Chinese specifically. Yeah, there is one devotee in Singapore because you're staying in Malaysia.
Yeah.
He stays in Singapore. I know him very nicely because he's my very nice friend. He's a Chinese but stays in. He's a Singaporean.
Oh, that's
Specific.
wonderful, Prabhu.
So, but he's in very good touch with him, with me.
Yes, yes, yes.
His name is I forgot his name. Bhakta Ronald, I think. Uh, yeah, 1 second.
Because, Prabhu, see, I'm doing this. There's a program in Malaysia we call Gita Gyan.
Okay.
So in that program, 18 days, we'll be just doing a summary of Gita every chapter, every month,
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some students who came, they are not even devotees. So after they attend the class, they all became a book distributor, because that's what I strongly encourage. Distribution book is topmost service. And this particular girl, she is preaching to the Chinese in Singapore. And I was looking for someone that she can link with,
Mm.
She's working in Singapore as a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
So if I think with this through this Bhakta Ronald or whoever, I think
No, no.
that
Actually, you contact him rather
yes,
than
I
giving
contact
to
him
some
first. Yes,
Mataji.
correct.
You speak to him, preach to him. I can give you his WhatsApp number, but
Mhm.
he is little bit different kind of a person. He's little. These Chinese people are little bit adamant in what they're doing.
Yes, yes, yes.
They don't want to follow somebody. So that's the problem.
No, because she is preaching to the Chinese. So I
Uh-huh.
was looking for someone that can follow up from there.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a fantastic
Uh,
networking, Prabhu.
Radesh Prabhu, are you there? I don't know what happened to him. He is speaking over phone, I think. Oh.
That's why sometimes in my class, they find out, the way that you talk. Why, I say, no, I follow this, my Guru Maharaj, my Bhakti Vikas Swami, speak as it is. He said, who's that? No, that's one Swami. Oh, yeah. When they check, you see, my God. Oh, that's so nice. Speak as it is. Speak as it is.
Yes, Radesh Prabhu. Yes, Radesh Prabhu.
Yes, actually, there was a call, but my mic was muted. Anyway, so we were distributing in camps and Vyasa Puja, and devotees were taking in wholesale. But since 2 years, it's not being possible. So we every Sunday we go to different places and we focus on this Premavatar Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and one devotee Jagannath Damodar Prabhu. He is every time he distribute 100 minimum within 2 hours he distribute 100 copies. And when he visit the temple, we have a very nice temple here in Surat. So he distribute more than 300 or 400 books within 2 hours. So just he give books, he show books and tell that see this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. On different festivals, we connect Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with those festivals, and then this way we
Great.
distribute like Rath Yatra. In Rath Yatra, actually, this Rath Yatra was not allowed. So Jagannath Damodar Prabhu went to temple and police were not allowing him to stand. But still, at one corner he stood with 4 5 devotees more 4 5 devotees, and they were showing book. They were giving books to the devotee to the people who were visiting temple, and tell them keep this book. This is connected with Rath Yatra, and give some donation. Or if you want to give donation, give. Otherwise, it's okay. So this way they give books to all, and some people give 500 rupees and some give 10 rupees. So this way he is distributing, and many books he is distributing. But I would like to tell about other books that just we simply have to go. We have not to think that whether I will be able to distribute books or not. No. If we shall distribute the books, then Guru Maharaj will be pleased and Srila Prabhupada will be pleased. So keeping this thing in our mind, every time we go and distribute the books, whether it's raining or it's hot season, we don't care for that. Actually, we have nice team, and in our team, about two three groups are there who are distributing. They are taking 20 to 25 devotees with them and do some Nagar Sankirtan. Three, four devotees do Nagar Sankirtan, and other devotees go door to door or office to office, and they try to distribute these books. So this way we just we are going. We are not so skilled devotees, but just keeping this in mind that by distributing books, uh, Guru Maharaj will be pleased. And one time, this is about 15 years back, Guru Maharaj was passing through Surat, and I had to give some things to him. So myself, my wife and 2-3 devotees, we went there on the platform, and then Guru Maharaj saw us. Oh, today is Sunday, and Sunday means book distribution. So he encouraged us that don't miss this Sunday opportunity. So from that day, we never miss this opportunity, and I try to remain in Surat, or wherever I am, I used to go for book distribution on Sunday. At least one day in a week. Of course, we are doing on festivals, on others holidays also, but we don't miss this Sunday distribution because it's very pleasing to Guru Maharaj. And so just I want to say this, that we should tell devotees to distribute books, and we don't think that, oh, this devotee will not be able to distribute books. We are taking new devotees with us. Even they are not chanting 2 rounds also, but we take them with us, and they like, then they also distribute books. So this way our team is increasing, and in during this marathon, we used to go to different villages in different cities, towns. So from morning to evening, about 100 devotees in different groups, in different teams, visit different villages, and we see every year, if we go to same village next year, then also the same distribution will be there. Means if we distribute 100, 200 Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana and Krishna, then the next year, or even after 6 months, if we visit that place, then also we can distribute in good quantity. So just I am not so expert like this Krishna Keshav Prabhu. He is so much expert. Wonderful devotee.
I'm not. Bro, I'll just give you the camera access also. 1 second. Oh, you got cut.
Hello.
I think he got cut. I don't know.
Oh.
1 second. He's accessing his mic and.
I tried to download this into my laptop. I couldn't, Prabhu.
Which one?
This what they call this platform.
Which platform?
The platform that we are using now, Soho.
No, it is not coming.
Yeah, in my laptop, I couldn't do it.
No, Zoho laptop. It is only just the browser
Hare
directly.
Oh,
Hare Krishna,
okay,
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. So Radesh Prabhu is
Hare
there.
Krishna.
Yes.
So just like this Krishna Keshav Prabhu, I'm just taking inspiration from him.
No.
We go to any place, anywhere.
Bro,
See,
I will revoke your mic
like,
and this one
like milk
again.
and sugar. Milk and sugar. He just mixes with any
Bro,
crowd.
we want you
He
to
just
explain about your book distribution, how you are doing, because it is
no.
mentioned.
Just I am
Maharaj wants
explaining.
everybody to take inspiration from devotees, how to take methods of distribution. So Maharaj has specifically instructed you to
No,
distribute 1 lakh books.
yeah, and actually, about 70 to 80,000 Gujarati Premavatar Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu being distributed, and more than 50,000 Hindi books we distributed in camps and this way. So it's more than 100 and means 12 to 13 million Premavatar Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed so far. But Guru Maharaj said, no, you don't consider the distribution of Hindi books. You have to distribute 1 lakh Gujarati books. So still we are trying. But actually, these Gujarati devotees, some devotees are supporting us. And again,
What happened? Aha.
Some
Some
I think
other
call came
problem
in.
will. I think some other call has come.
So wonderful.
I
So
don't know.
wonderful.
I think
His
he has
face
got
looks
a
so
call.
divine, Prabhu. I
That's why.
think the life of a book distributor is really beautiful.
If you be with him, then you will think there will be a current passed in you that you also want to be
Yes,
like
yes,
him.
yes.
That is what.
No, this year I targeted 5,000
Actually,
books, Bhagavad Gita.
mm,
So anyway,
actually, there is a plan also to invite devotees in this online reading session, senior devotees, so that they can inspire other devotees. But today, some other by Krishna's mercy and Prabhupada's mercy and by Maharaj's mercy, Radesh Prabhu has come. And there is a letter also where Maharaj
exactly.
tells devotees to take inspiration from book distribution, and Radesh Prabhu is present. So it's
In fact,
all
Prabhu, you know what?
arranged by
That book that
Krishna.
I'm going to buy, because I had some issues with the bank. So once the things solve,
Yeah, that devotee
yeah,
told me that who is dealing with you. So there is
because
no
I've been
problem
sending
in the
so much of
dealing
money
and all.
using that to OCs. Now they blocked my account. They
Hmm.
asked me not to do it, for some time,
Oh,
because now the
that's why you're
Malaysian
not.
economy is so
That's why
bad.
you're not.
I'm
Mhm.
sending money to US, for all around book distribution. So now suddenly got stuck. That's why I think we should be okay by next week or the following week. But anyway, I have told all
I
the
don't know.
people. They ask me, so what is the secret? I say, okay, I'm purchasing a book from India. You read that book, that's a secret.
I don't know why Pradesh Prabhu is not still. He's.
So I think all the books all the book distributors will take it.
Your son also distributes
Sorry,
books.
Prabhu?
Your son
Oh,
also
yeah,
distributes
he does.
books. Mm.
My son, my daughter.
He's there back again. Yes, Prabhu. प्रभु आपका म्यूट है. आपका म्यूट है. नहीं, आपका फोन में म्यूट है. आपको ऑन करना पड़ेगा. यहाँ पे तो मैंने दे दिया आपको एक्सेस. One second, I will revoke it and then again I will give it to you. Then you will do it. Okay. Now you have to.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Is it okay, Prabhu?
Yes, अभी सुनाई दे रहा है प्रभु. Yes, प्रभु.
ओके ओके. तो एक्चुअली प्रभु जी क्या होता है, फोन आता है कैसे मैं कट कर देता हूँ, फिर ये चला जाता है.
Yes,
Anyway, so my point is that just we have to go out and distribute books. That's all. Just we have to keep this in our mind, in our heart, that we have to distribute book to please Srila Prabhupada and to Guru Maharaj. That's the thing.
Last report you sent to Maharaj regarding your book distribution score, Bhagavatam and all. At that time, what was the in marathon? Last marathon?
Last marathon, about 7,000 books were distributed, Bhagavad Gita, and but that was due to this
Pandemic and all. Yeah.
pandemic situation.
Mm.
So a few devotees took part in that because this this virus was in village. We were not allowed to distribute, but we told that we are not coming from Surat. We are coming from different place. So this way we could distribute books in this pandemic, and we call these live members or Bhagavad Darshan subscribers and request them to take 10 books, 5 books. This way we run marathon.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you very
Prabhu.
much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for coming. Some other it became Krishna's mercy. You have come. Otherwise, this letter is also there, and you are there. Everything came into picture. Otherwise, you would just read, and people would hear my nonsense voice. You are there, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for coming. Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Okay, Hare
So
Krishna.
thank
Thank
you,
you so
devotees.
much.
We'll stop here, Prabhu. Hare. So, uh, yes, Prabhu.
20th
till where
April.
we
Very
have
nice to get a letter
read.
from you.
Just
From that.
wanted to.
Oh no. Although your letter is in a comic, yeah, that's the one. Comical style.
No. You're reading 20th April. You read that
Mother
mother tongue, and then stopped.
Yes.
Yeah. This one. Yes. So we'll continue tomorrow from 20th April
Thank you so much for the
2014,
opportunity,
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
We'll stop here.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
No
Thank you,
problem.
Prabhu. Thank you for your encouraging and inspiring thing. Maharaj wrote in one letter that distributing books or preaching in West means distributing books outside country is more challenging. So you're doing it in
Oh
that
yes, we have
place. So
a lot
you're
of
very
challenges.
more challenging than us.
No, Chinese is okay, but just like I try
Chinese
to penetrate
devotees
even with
specifically giving books.
the Malays, the Muslim Muslim people.
Yeah, Malay. Actually, Prabhupada said that you distribute books more, preach to the Muslims.
I did because quite some time back I met one
Mm.
devotee.
Yes,
She
Prabhu.
became a devotee. Malay. She's a Muslim, but of course she
Malaysian.
came in for Radha Yatra that my president got freaked out.
Oh.
They say, "Oh my God!" She came and danced in front. Then after that, she went to Sydney. She went for further studies to Australia, and I think she married a devotee there and settled down there as a devotee. I think they are still a devotee there in Australia.
Oh, great. Actually, I've seen those I said na Vishnu Chitta Prabhu Mahotsav. They distribute these other languages. That means I mean to say the Middle East languages like Parsi, Korean. Korean is this one, but I mean to say the languages which are not prominent so much. Those books which are there, they distribute so many to these people. Arabic, Korean, Parsi, Urdu.
You mean in
These
overseas,
books they
right?
also distribute. So you can.
Once they're out of the country is okay, but
Yeah, in
the
overseas.
country is like
you can get Arabic books from BBT Middle East. There is a BBT Middle East. You can get those books and distribute to Arabs. These people they read Arabic only, na?
They read all
In
in
Malaysia?
Romanized. They study, even the Malay language also is Romanized.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Good night.
Okay, Prabhu. We'll stop here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Good night. So thank you, devotees, for your patiently staying and hearing. And we will continue tomorrow. It's already late, 9:24. Thank you, Rajesh Prabhu. Thank you once again for your kindly coming and participating in our this one and kindly allowing us to hear from you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः तन्ते निधाय तृणकं पदयोर्निपत्य कृत्वा च काकुशतमेतदहं ब्रह्मे साधवः सकलमे विहाय दुराचितन्यचन्द्रचरणे कुरुतान्वा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you very much, all devotees. Tomorrow we'll meet. Hare Krishna.